Hey students, Mr. G here, giving you a quick rundown for the note ID on the bass clef right here. And I'm going to give you 3 different methods to actually think about that, and that is for the traditional spaces and lines that we have right there. The second one will be the clef method, and the third one will be the open string method. Now the open string method will be in 2 parts because this video is for cellos and basses, and since we don't share all the same open strings, at least in the same order, it's gonna be really important that I break that apart for y'all. So without further ado, let's get started with the traditional spaces and lines. As you can see, the spaces spell out going bottom to top, ace, G, like you're gonna ace my class or something. So A, C, E, and the letter G. And then for the lines going bottom to top, we have G, B, D, F, and A. And you might recall from your early elementary music days a phrase like, good boys do fine always. You can certainly create your own mnemonic device for remembering the actual lines and spaces for yourself, but this is the spaces and lines method for your note ID on bass clef. All right, so this part of the video is going to be over the clef method. Now it's very important to remember that the bass clef is in the F clef family, and what that simply means is where we start the clef, right here, this dot, and it loops around, and we have these 2 dots that surround this line, that is our F natural. And so if we know that this line is F, we can simply go up or go down using our alphabet and figure out the rest of the notes. So if we start here going up, we have F, then the next space up is G, A, B, and then that first ledger line is C. D is the space above that first ledger line, and the next ledger line up is E. Coming down the scale, yeah, we got a long way to go for sure, because that open C at the very end for cellos, that's how far it goes. In basses, we don't see these notes too much but in our music, but sometimes we do. So it's very important that we recognize them and know what they are, even though, at least for now, we don't have C extensions, so we stop here. But let's start here. We have F, and if we're going backwards on our actual alphabet, we're going to go F, and then 1 space down is going to be E, then the next line D, C, B, A, G, F. Then there's that open E, like I said before, for bass, that D for cellos, and sometimes bass we see that, and then C, that at the very end, those 2 ledger lines below the staff, that is your C string cellos. All right, so this next part is going to be the open string method for cellos. And as you can see in blue, I have all 4 open strings right here. And just before I begin with this one, if this method doesn't make sense at first, hopefully it will make more sense the more you think about it, or you can certainly ask me questions, that kind of thing. So starting with open C, we have right here, and if we scale up, and this is where you can have your instrument with you, have it next to you, or just pretend that it's next to you. If I go first finger going up, that's going to be D. And then second or third finger, depending on what key we're in, that will be E. And then 4th finger F, once again, depending on what key and that certain thing. And so I'll stop saying that, but you get the idea, hopefully from here. So open G, then we have first finger A, then second or third finger B, 4th finger C. D, open, we have first finger E, second or third finger F, 4th finger G. Open A, first finger B, second or third finger C, and 4th finger D. And that's the open string method for cello. All right, so basses, this is your open string method. And so as you can see right here in blue, I have our open strings. I'll go ahead and write them in. Starting at the bottom, we have our open E. And then that space, the first space on the staff, is going to be our open A. Then this line in the middle, that is our open D. And this last space inside our clef is our open G. So what do I mean by actually doing this open string method? Follow along, check it out. Hopefully it makes sense. So here we go. We have open E. And depending on what key I'm in, of course, I'm going to end up moving that F natural, that G natural. But our limitation comes from the fact that our hand shape covers 1 whole step. And that's it. Violins, they cover a lot more. So, and cellos, they cover more. Yay. We have the biggest instrument, therefore our hands cover the smallest amount of actual note space, if you will. So, open E, first finger, next one up is going to be F, and then, either second or fourth finger, depending on where we are, we're going to have that G. And then we go to open A, and then first finger B, and second or fourth finger C. Next string up, we have open D, then first finger E, and second or fourth finger F, and then we have open G, and first finger A, and second or fourth finger B. And that is your open string method.